Well, criminals are looking more and more like us these days. It's so hard to identify them.
Well, but the next guys in this gag will not be hard to recognize.
That's right, our favorite radio DJs, Glenn and Rod, who are known for their very witty and snazzy remarks over the airwaves.
That's right, but what if those remarks actually get you into an international incident? Well, we got together a few well-known faces to put Glenn and Rod in a very, very bad situation.
When Gotcha approached me to play a prank on my two co-hosts, I couldn't resist. And boy, did they get it good. Glenn stood his ground throughout, but Rod, well, Rod reacted a little differently. Watch
this
this.
is Glenn, this is Roberto. Roberto is from the Italian embassy.
Hi,
This is
Marc.
FD, Mark. Rod wants to see you.
Okay.
Right, Roberto, these are our morning guys. Roberto is actually the first secretary for the Italian embassy.
Oh,
He was actually not, he didn't listen to us this morning, but apparently we talked about Italian soccer. I don't know
Yeah, I was called down immediately to see you.
Basically, he...
Notice Rod is already leaning away from Roberto.
So he said Italian football is more exciting than English football. But I, on the other hand, I said, I'm sorry, but I think that Italian football is boring compared to English football.
But I was being told that you spoke about Italians. More than about the soccer, it's about the football.
Now watch Rod deny everything.
Did you speak about Italians? Because I am working at the moment, I am public relations. I've been working with MediaCorp about this working with advertising Singapore to Italians. You need more tourists, yes? And I was told that you spoke badly of Italians. Is that right?
No. There was one thing I did mention, but I don't think this reflects badly on Italy. Hold on. Hold on, I'll just tell you what it was first.
Yes.
What a debater.
Basically, I was watching this documentary on the BBC, and it is a well-known fact that some organizations in Italy, the mafia, for example.
Sorry?
Okay, have you heard of the mafia?
I'm sure
Yes.
I have. You were telling me that you had mentioned mafia on the public radio in Singapore.
Okay, maybe I can.
Can I please hear this?
Yeah,
Can we
can
have
we-
a copy?
The Italian league is the least exciting of all the football leagues.
So what you're saying is
more
it's
exciting
boring.
than the S League, of course.
No, but
without
you're
a doubt.
saying it's
But
boring.
Italians have nothing to live for.
EPL is the one like...
Who said
Do you
this?
understand the mafia?
Who said this? Who said this? Please
I
pause.
said all three of
Please
it.
pause. You mentioned mafia.
Because on the BBC, there was a documentary on it.
Who is the BBC to say about Italy? Yes, you want more Italians to be here, and you are speaking badly about Italians.
Okay, I don't know whether you're familiar. How many times a week do you listen to Class 95's Morning Express?
I do not listen to radio at all in this country.
In actuality...
But I was informed about
but if
it.
you ask me, you were informed to come over here and talk to us. I would rather the person who heard it come here and talk to us.
My
know what
office
I mean?
heard it.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that person in my office?
The person.
So is your office trying to tell us how we should do our morning show? Because look, the things that I mentioned today was based on fact. Yes, I watched the BBC. You're saying, who is the BBC? We, as radio personalities, we do our research. We surf the net, CNN, BBC, we watch documentaries, and that's how we disseminate the information on air.
This, I'm sorry, your name?
Rod.
You are not saying much, but you are on this radio too.
But you see, when we do a show...
Why aren't you saying, excuse me, I'm sorry, you are part of this? Are you part of all of this research?
Of course.
I've been working with the tourism industry here and MediaCorp about bringing Italian football to the televisions here. Now, if you have a bad attitude about Italy, then why are we spending $3 million in advertising for this? Because that is what I'm trying to put through to you.
So you want to bring Italians to Singapore? I think a lot of Italians come down to Singapore. I think a lot of Singaporeans go to Italy.
What is there someone listening
I
today?
think Italy is a beautiful country. But just because we said what we said in the
And have you
morning,
been there,
does not
Glenn?
mean.
Have you been
No,
to
that's my
Italy?
next trip. I was very close this time around. I went to Europe, but I didn't go to Italy. But my next stop is
Well,
Rome.
perhaps your research should be from the country that you speak of.
Okay. So you are telling me there's absolutely no truth in what I said about the football?
There is no proof about the mafia.
Okay. Okay, fine. Granted, I admit, okay, perhaps I should not have said it.
You're the only one doing the talking here.
but
It was a conversation between the two
it was a
of us.
conversation between the two of us, and I told you, Bernard, when you brought this team together,
But guys,
you gotta watch out for
I
this kind
know,
of thing. It's
but-
gonna happen.
But okay.
I told you that.
But I did not mention that we should talk about mafia. All right, I said we talk about soccer. We didn't say we should talk about mafia. Why did you bring up the mafia issue?
Okay, so
Hello?
the Italians live a boring life.
Yeah.
Is this,
Okay, that's wonderful. So
At
the
this
other day,
point, the producers
I-
called Bernard and
I
Roberto
saw
out
The
of the room.
Godfather
Guys,
2
excuse
being
us.
showed on Cinemax.
Excuse us
Come
for a
on.
sec. Roberto, my boss wants to chat with you for.
What's
do you
it
mind?
now?
Yeah, I think. We'll come back.
Excuse me,
Come back.
yeah?
Things are heating up, but when we come back, let's see what Glenn and Rod have to say now that the ambassador is out of the room.
That's right. Some more Gotcha Grades with Glenn and Rod after the break.
When you feel the first sign of a throat irritation, take Strepsils. It coats and soothes the irritation, making your throat well again. Strepsils, first aid for sore throats.
Hi, and welcome back.
The last time we left Glenn and Rod, they were in hot soup over some remarks they made on the radio.
So we left them alone to brew over their remarks, and now let's see what they have to say for themselves.
I'm going to argue the case. So when we talk about The Godfather, yeah, people watch it, it's entertaining. Why don't they take that movie off? It's giving Italians a bad name also. What?
No, but we've got to come
This
up.
dude is pissed off, bro.
Well, I'm pissed off too. I'm sorry, man.
No, but I think
You know what I mean? I will not say it
relax,
down.
We've got to
relax.
come up with a
Yeah.
stand here that the three of us can work with. Like,
Well, don't come out one. Sure, I'm making him ask me what's the real, what's the meaning of.
Relax.
I like one time you'll know already. Which means no, you see, this is exactly what I don't want. People interfering in our. Okay, what money are they spending on MediaCorp?
No, I heard that.
well, according to
Trying to
him,
tie up,
he's
yeah.
trying to tie. If you listen to him, he's trying to tie up something like $3 million. You got to deal with him right. He's Italian. He's emotional.
No, which is why I also want to be emotional, you know. He should understand what emotional is all about. I'm not going to insult him. You know what I mean? The bottom line here is that I'm going to say, look, Italy is a great place.
Okay, but
it's not
whatever
going
it
to
is,
stop
guys.
people from.
Okay. For you, I mean, they're talking to you now. Whatever it is, I think we made a mistake. We shouldn't have mentioned mafia. All right.
This is not the first time,
It's
Bernard.
BBC, credible
It is
news
not the first
station.
time.
This Italian soccer thing that's coming to Channel 5, it's
Yeah,
didn't
but
even know
no,
it was coming to Channel
nobody tells us these things. We're not in the privy line for this kind of
You
stuff.
know, but I think
it's credible news. What?
But I think mafia is wrong, Glenn. You shouldn't be shooting off your mouth.
I
like
think
that.
Bernard, Stephen, and I should get an award for our fine acting ability.
No, I don't think we should be.
Okay.
So have you been discussing this?
Yes, we have. Okay, I would like to apologize if I've offended, the Italian people, the people at the embassy. But, also not making excuses for myself, when we go on air, sometimes we're known to be controversial, this morning show. So sometimes we say things that might not go down well with other people. My intention this morning was not to put Italy in a negative light, that's for sure. It was a planned talk set between the two of us, and we just wanted to stir up some emotions to get people to tell us, look, which one do you prefer, English football or Italian football? We were waiting for people to call up and say, no, we like Italian football. What's wrong with that? But unfortunately, at that point, nobody called through.
I've spoken with the ambassador, and he requests a public apology, yes?
That is not a problem. I'll do it tomorrow morning. That's not a
No,
problem.
it's not our habit.
I do not want to do it on radio. I want it to be on television and print. Print?
We don't normally do apologies. I mean,
Is this a Singaporean thing, is it?
No, it's not a Singaporean thing, but and even if we really do, we make an apology on our airwaves on Class 95. If they
There
go-
must be a program. Can you name me a program that you would feel comfortable on broadcasting this apology, yes? The English channel, Channel 5,
Mhm.
you know, a program.
I'll let the bosses decide.
Did you have any ideas?
What? That's a kid's show.
Oh, that's right.
That's a kid's show.
But it's still popular. I don't know.
What about the program Got You? Do you know the program? How do you say it?
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Do you know
that
Gotcha?
program's not around already. They stopped showing it about 2 years ago.
Well, maybe not, because there's a camera here, and you've been got.
You knew it!
Wait for the camera.